actually over there, and Lil Kim was performing. And all I gotta say is, like, from what I've seen, Lil Kim still got it. And I'm sorry, but all the Barb's, Nicki Minaj, she just cannot live up to anything Lil Kim has ever or will ever do. Like, she will never be competition for the queen.
Uh, I feel like the queen of rap is kind of like a presidential term.
Nah,
Like you
Lil,
can't you
Lil
can't
Kim has
stay it
had it.
forever.
Lil Kim has had that crown forever. So
I don't know, man. I'll tell you like this. Oh shit. Sorry, I'm but man, it's like I don't know, dude. Like the queen, like she could. Okay, it's kind of like being a MVP or an all star in the league, but you can be you can be a Hall of Famer forever, but you can't be the league MVP forever. Don't work
oh
like that.
Lil Kim got it. Trust me.
She can move her mouth with all that surgery. She can like still make it
Yo,
happen.
she was still performing, like she was still doing her thing. I was like,
Okay.
yeah, what's up, whoever Memphis is or whatever. Yeah, but like even
Mm.
Foxy Brown, like I would still put Foxy Brown above a lot of people too. Like, because her lyrically she was dope.
Lyrically, she was better than Kim.
That's debatable.
Uh-oh.
She was.
Like I said, that's a good debate.
We. Well, I mean, look, if she still got it, she still got it, and that's dope. It's always good to hear somebody from the past who, like, damn, they still got it.
Yep.
'Cause I was feeling that way about what's his name? Busta Rhymes.
That's
When I
not
came,
good.
I went and saw him in 2015 in Vegas, and I was like, oh shit, he still got it. Because he wasn't popping it in 2015. He wasn't putting too much out, like he wasn't chart topping in 2015.
Nah, he wasn't chart topping, but when it comes to
Yeah.
performance, he's the best hip hop performer ever.
Mm,
Ever.
okay. Thanks everyone for joining us in this stream right now. We are just sharing out the stream as we always do. So just give us a little time before we actually get into the show. But back to the Busta Rhymes talk. Uh,
I mean, from what I hear,
actually, I got in a fight with a security guard back then too. Nigga was tripping because I took a picture. He was like, "No, man, you don't do that." I'm like, "The fuck?" Man, I got paid money to get up in here, and if Busta Rhymes happens, Busta Rhymes just happens to be taking or not take, but happens to be talking to a woman while I'm trying to get a picture of a celebrity I grew up watching, like so be it. Don't give a fuck.
yo, the only thing is I hear Busta Rhymes is kind of like on a Boosie level as far as like homophobia though.
Oh yeah, uh,
Pussy is. He's from Flatbush.
but we talked
Hey, I'm
about
from
this,
Flatbush and I like, yeah.
but we talked about this in a past show already, or I think we did. At some like hip hop in general is homophobic. Like either you're gonna be fucking with hip hop or not. But it's just like oh, I mean, all right, okay. Sorry, I had to retype a thing. But yeah, it's just like hip hop is anti-LGBT. Period. So a gang, it's a gang of do niggas playing like they hard for the public, just so that they can keep their street cred. As if this were the mid '90s. Like gangster
True.
rap is out. You don't got to be hard to be a rapper like
Straight up.
that. So that's all I'm saying is like it ain't even like that, fam. I mean, one more second. I want to get shares one more place. Got to germinate this shit. So even though we probably will largely not be too into the comments tonight. Um, But I do appreciate my friends and some family. I don't know. I don't know if it's family, but I do appreciate the people that I know dropping into the stream and checking out the podcast. So that has been a really nice surprise as of late. Is people like, hey, I saw your podcast. I'm like, wow, that's fucking dope. That's what I'm talking about. So, um, anywho, I'm gonna say hi to everybody before we get going. We got here. All right, Memphis, Heart Memphis, what's up? Kanisha, what's going on? I don't know, African person. This ain't the place, man. You're blocked. You're blocked. Come on here talking about offering
Love
readings and
spells
shit.
and everything. Yeah.
Nigga, don't
What is
come on my.
that?
Hey, somebody came on here soliciting, scammers, international scammers. What's going
if,
on, YouTube?
if
What's
anybody
up?
wants any kind of readings or anything like that, go to the NBCs.
What's going on, YouTube? What's up, Twitch? We are streaming live. We do stream live on Twitch. Those of y'all that don't know, we are live on Twitch routinely. So these streams on Twitch is a better platform than like a YouTube because it gives you higher video quality. So for the people that are using like HD cameras and shit just comes through a lot better, frame rates a lot better, streams a lot more stable. But yeah, go on Twitch, follow us there. I do some gaming on Twitch once in a while. Actually, no, I don't. I think I do most of my gaming on YouTube because there's a lot of folks on YouTube. What's up, L? So anywho, welcome for yet another episode of the Men Like Us podcast, the podcast that is made for men who are attracted to transgender women. And it's obviously by men who are attracted to transgender women. We have all been in relationships, dating. We have friends, family, whatever, chosen family that's in the community. So, we just come here to share our experience and just kind of be a beacon and an example to other men who are just trying to figure themselves out, who need some conversation. I definitely view our conversation and us what we do as necessary as fuck. Because we definitely need to get this out here. We need more men to understand that there's guys that look like you, guys you can relate to, that are open about their attraction to trans women. We're not hiding it. We're not afraid. We standing on that shit. We ain't no simp ass niggas, none of that shit. What's up, Sammy? What's up, Roy, Michaela? We just some regular dudes out here just sharing. And, hopefully this inspires somebody else to kind of live in their truth. So with that, we're going to talk about that shit. Hold on, let me put on my little ticker thing. So the first thing, I guess the first half of the show, because we got two halves to this. There was a Facebook post that my cousin put out. My cousin, he's a pastor, and he puts out some profound shit. He says some things that makes me think sometimes, and he put out this post on Facebook, and I'm gonna just put it on full screen here so y'all can see it. It said, "Being a people pleaser is a disease, and it will kill you." There we go. Being a people pleaser is a disease and it will kill you. And this kind of brings me back to a question that I get from some women in the trans community, where they're just like, "Yo, why all these niggas that's transamorous? Why all these niggas like 30 and up? Like why it ain't? How come it ain't transamorous men at 21, 20?" And and I'm gonna let y'all chime in on this afterwards. I just want to get this thought out, but it just made me think like, what was it? Men in their 20s, men in general, like, we're conditioned to like follow a program, follow a script, so to speak. A lot of men are, and a lot of men end up, you're living for your community, you're living for your parents, you're living for your religion. You're being a people pleaser. You're trying to please all these different people, and you're not living in your truth because it would disappoint your parents, it goes against your religion. It would make you seem or be seen as lesser within your community. Like there's a lot of outside things that men are considering before they just say, you know what, fuck it. I'm not going to choose to people please anymore. I'm going to choose to live for me and not for other people. And I think that it just takes a while. It takes a lot of men time to just say fuck society and I'm gonna just do my own thing. Because there's a lot of folks that they just want to fit in. They want to go with the flow. And I think that's my theory on why it takes a bit for men to live in their truth, come out and really and step up and really just kind of encourage other men to step up and really own their shit. It just takes a little bit. It's growth. It's a journey. I wish I had made this journey or arrived at where I'm at right now sooner in life, but I didn't. And I wish I had started this journey sooner, but I didn't. Um, Started it, 29, 30, really for me. So, um, but I don't know, fellas, what are y'all thoughts on this?
Me personally, I'm gonna just be honest. I was
Mm-hmm.
never. I was. I mean, I think I explained this to you, Chris. I was never
Mm-hmm.
on the DL. I never was on the street. I just, I always did me. I always was someone that was comfortable in his own skin. And I did me. So, like I said, I started since I was about 19, and I haven't looked back since. I never was the type to be on the down low or anything like that. I was, like I said, I had friends in this community first. All these people was my friends at first. Then I started really like seeing it. The attraction became along, and then I indulged. So that's how that happened. Basically,
Mm.
for me.
I mean, I'm gonna come at it with a little bit of a different perspective. Like, let's face it, the average 21, 22-year old guy, do you really think they're mature enough for a fucking relationship? I mean, come on now. Half of them don't even know what the fuck they're doing in bed.
I mean,
So,
but 21-year-olds do date.
no, they date, but it's like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm dating Christina on Monday, Veronica on Tuesday, Lisa on Wednesday. That's their mindset because they're 21, 22-year-old boys that are
Hmm.
still hoping to graduate college with at least a 2.3 GPA if they last that long.
Well,
you
look,
know?
there's a lot of people, and see, but that's the thing. There's a lot of people in college that are in relationships. I would say in this
Mhm.
space, maybe it's not really there because the opportunity isn't there as much on college campuses. Um, and hopefully that changes as time goes on. But no, like relationship is having a girlfriend and being in college is like definitely a thing, bro.
No, it
Like
is,
it's.
but it's also the time where it's a lot of infidelity as well. Because I mean, I'm using college as an example
Mm-hmm.
because it's the route that a lot of parents want their kids to go.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to remember, like, if a kid is going to college, he's going the route that his parents are like, okay, this is the right way to go. So at that age, he's still taking advice from his parents. So he's probably taking advice from his parents in other directions too, because the father is probably like, oh, I bet you're going to have a girlfriend at some point in college, stuff like that. So they're going
Mm-hmm.
that route already. So it's already in their mind that, okay, I got to have a girlfriend or whatever. And when they get to college, their friends are dating 2 or 3 different girls, so they're probably trying to keep up with the Joneses as far as that shit goes. So it's like you got to remember it's a young mentality, so it's a lot of peer pressure,
Yeah,
which
say
some
that. But
people follow, some people don't. Yeah,
I mean, they don't particularly date multiple women like relationship. They got a few girls they messing with,
yeah.
but when
right,
they on that relationship thing, it's like, and college is weird. Really, it is because a 3 month relationship in college is like, damn, yeah, they've been together for a minute because that's a whole
right.
semester of school. I know
Yeah,
that sounds crazy, but y'all been if somebody been together for a whole semester, it's like, oh, okay,
yeah.
and and this is a more wide open conversation where we're really addressing lots of different peoples, so to
Yo,
speak.
Chris,
But
Chris, you're a Greek guy, right? You're a frat,
a lot of
right?
girlfriends.
Can
It's
you
it's for
please
real.
Yeah, but can you please acknowledge for some of the people that may not know that there are black men that do go to college?
Oh yeah, but it's definitely not the average.
No, yeah,
We there.
but I'm just saying that like I've been to college. I
Yeah.
know for a fact that there's all different races within college. So
Yeah,
people got to learn their statistics.
we there. We there. But I'll say it like this, y'all. This is a well, this is a black owned brand. I do try to gear my conversations to be a little bit more broad and not be completely mired in just like the black experience. But that's only because I want my shit to be relevant to anybody who rolls up on this, regardless of even what country they're in. Because this guy's in other countries. It's like, yeah, you know what? I had family pressure. I didn't want to disappoint my parents, or my religion had me thinking I was wrong. I was living to fulfill my religion. I was living to live, keep my family happy with me. Or, I was afraid of what the community was going to say about it. And there's just a lot of factors that keep men from, being open about their attraction to trans women and being living in their truth and like bringing them out of that DO lifestyle. And that people pleasing post really just kind of made me think about that, because at least it just resonated with me specifically, and I know it resonates with somebody else out there.
Yeah,
Somebody
that's
else
another
out there.
thing. People out here pleasing people that don't even really mean nothing to them. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? That don't really even care about them at the end of the day. And that's
Mm-hmm.
something I be trying to tell a lot of people. Yo, a lot of dudes that I used to chill with are still DL. And I'm like, yo, dude, come out already. This is you. Stop being on the fucking down low. I don't rock with them no more, but it's like, yo, I'm like, yo, you doing this for what? Who you trying to please? Who? A lot of y'all don't even have no family. A lot of y'all don't even are not even cool with your family or stuff like that. And y'all still
Mm-hmm.
trying to like, who y'all trying to please? This is what I'm not understanding. Y'all please the people that don't even matter. And it's bugged out. And me, when I was young, I never, like I think I explained this to Chris. I was, I mean, naive to the fact. I'm gonna be honest. I was really
Mm-hmm.
naive to the fact. I didn't want no relationship at that age. From 18 to about 22, I didn't want no relationship. I was just out here doing me. I'm gonna keep it real
Yeah.
That's
because
cool.
I was not into being tied down, so to
But that's
speak.
what I'm saying is the young dude mentality. Like they don't want to be tied down. They want,
Right,
like I said, Christina on Monday, Veronica Tuesday, Lisa on Wednesday. You know what I mean?
right,
Like they want to go out there to the clubs and get numbers and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
right.
So
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm gonna have their fun. Um, but it just it made me think about my experience. This, and I'll just pull up the post one more time. Um, Shout out to my cousin Harvey Moore, Pastor Harvey Moore. It said being a people pleaser is a disease and it will kill you. Because I think that was really that kind of mindset is what I was. That's what was keeping me, at least, from um, being open and living in my truth and just not caring anymore, just living for me, caring about my happiness first. I was really concerned with the family, the religion, the community, and trying to, live a life that would please other people, or other people would, be happy with and accept. And man, it's you got to live for yourself. You got to choose you. It's yes, you're choosing the girls, but this whole transamorous, all this shit is about us, man. This is what's happening is about you, man. And it's about you figuring out what's best for you, and you breaking down those barriers so that you can live and be your happiest. So, I know people get it twisted a lot of times, but this shit really is, for the betterment of the guys. Um, so anywho, Phyllis, you have anything else on that topic?
I'm good.
just wake up and realize that the young man's game is probably going to be different minded than the woman's.
Absolutely. It's just, I mean, a lot of these young guys are just not ready. They're not ready to be out there like that. They just haven't been able to build up the courage to live for themselves. I mean, it's a whole lot of things going on. And then also another factor, people ain't gonna like me for this, but I don't give a fuck. Uh let's be real. Some of these young guys don't have a need to live in their truth because they're getting what they want anyway. So
Nah. Say it again. Say
these
it
these
again.
young DL guys want sex. They're getting sex. There's no
Oh,
barrier for them to get what they want. So what motivation is there for them to change? Now, I'm not saying that this whole being openly trans attracted and transamorous has everything to do with us getting sex. It's not. That's not it. But I'm
man.
saying
I was doing that before this.
people are comfortable, and they're when people can be comfortable and they can have no motivation to grow or change, and that's just something else that takes away their motivation to grow and change.
Mhm.
Like there is no. I don't know. I'm just saying, like they're just comfortable in that. So that is another reason why some of these young guys, to answer the question, some of these young guys don't really, they're not open. They get what they want. They're already getting what they want. And I'm not saying that that's, again, I don't want to make this, I'm not, because I can see that being taken as a clip. I'm like, see, it's all about sex. I knew it. It's like, no,
Ah,
that's just
it's
what it
true.
is for the young guy.
It's
For the
true.
young guy,
Yeah,
he gets what
Cause
he
I'm be
wants, and
honest.
then he's in and out.
I
You
the
was
can't
average
convince some of
I
these
was
18.
that young
guys.
guy. I was that young guy, but I wasn't on the down low. But I was that young guy.
Hmm.
So
Yo,
you
18,
know,
18 to 25 is the club stage, like where they want to go out, grab chicks, and and get laid. That's their thing. You
Man,
know
I
what I
never
mean?
left that stage, so I don't know what you're talking about.
I get it, but I'm saying the prime. When you're
eh,
18 to 25, you're considered in your prime.
Yeah, yeah. No, physically, yes. 18 to 25, they can't pop no bottles because they got no fucking money. That's
That
another
that
catch with all that shit.
that's why they choose to have a Chris get in there with
Yeah,
them.
you got a big dog like yo, pop some bottles, bro. But yeah, it's something else. So, but I mean, those young guys, like you can't. And Trell knows this because he's tried to talk to some other guys too. But like some of these young guys, you can't talk them into being open because they have no reason. They're getting every life is good. They're getting everything they want. They're getting all they're getting all the pussy, butthole, whatever the fuck you want to call it, bussy. They're getting all that. They're getting all they can handle because the ladies, young and old, is laying it on them with no barrier for entry, no expectations. They're just getting it. And I've had conversations with some of these guys. It's like, yeah, I don't really feel like I need to be doing that anyways. Like this whole transgender, I don't know if that's really for me. Blah blah. I'm still getting it. This, and this. And I'm like, getting it or not getting it is not the reason to do this.
Mhm.
Living a life where you don't have to look over your shoulder, where you got peace of mind, like, can't nobody tell on you if you're already out. Like, can't nothing go wrong. Ain't nothing going to drastically change in your life if you're already living in your truth.
Mhm.
And I try to drill it into these young bucks, but some of them, they can't be told shit
nah, I can't.
because, I mean, eh, at that age, all they care about is one thing and they're getting it. I mean, I think a lot of the guys who are transgenders are like, most of them are like, yo, I want love. Like I want a girlfriend. I want to do this. And like I think that's a huge difference as well. Where it's just
Mhm.
like a lot of these guys are really relationship minded, but also that it takes, like Mike was saying, it takes time to grow into having being that relationship minded and like, man, all right, well, it's time for me to settle on down. And how do I do this? And how do I, uh, 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 uh find my forever love because I'm tired of playing out here. But you can't find your forever love and be DL.
Exactly.
Not really 100% going to happen. So that's just another reason why a lot of these guys are 30 and up. Ladies, it's just what it is. If you want a relationship, you want all these things, it's open and it's White Knight and Prince of Shine, whatever, all the fantasies, all the Tyler Perry, who else makes fantasies out there? Disney, all of that shit. It's
Pixar,
not
yeah.
going to happen with a guy that's under 30. Like it can, it's possible, but not probable.
Yeah.
There's always a possible. I'm sure there's a guy out there. Possible, just
There
not
it is.
probable. So, Anywho, and I know it's not even probable for one of them to walk out the door and stumble across one of us because we are so few. So I do understand that as well. But um, we're gonna move on to another topic that's gonna be a little bit more, I don't know, contentious, toxic, kind of, uh, because this is a show for men, and guys, I really want to, I kind of want to show you a little bit of the ugly side, and because I want you to be ready for certain mindsets once you get out there and start interfacing with women in the community. And there is a mindset out there that is, a little troubling. And I've heard this narrative quite a few times. And we've talked about judgment and shame on the show before, but we want to get into it. So give me a second. I gotta bring this photo up. 1 second. Wait for the flash. Are y'all old enough for the flash to like have been a thing on the camera where you gotta wait for it to charge up and shit?
You got to remember, I'm like a year and a half older than you.
Oh, there you go. So yeah, you remember. Wait for the flash to charge up. Hold on now. All right. So I ended up blocking out. I blurred out everything. I blurred out all the names of the people because we don't. I'm not doing this to roast anybody. This ain't because I want all the smoke in the world. This is really education, fellas, and just giving you a preview of what's out there. And we're gonna talk about. We're just gonna share like what your mindset should be when you encounter this shit. Because this is a show that's meant to be educational for men, and I want you guys to have the best experience that you can out there. So, a viewer sent me this tweet, and it reads: "Boys out here claiming to be straight, yet they're fucking grown men in wigs and stockings. No, baby, that's a man. It's not a transsexual, and never will be or want to be." So this was a tweet that was sent to me, and shout out to the viewer. I'm leaving everybody anonymous on this one, but it's definitely a common problematic like mindset that is out there, where it's just like a lot of girls is like, yeah, so a lot of girls will be like, yeah, that's not trans, that's this, that's that, you nigga, you gay because you're not fucking with a trans woman that is clearly trans. She ain't got no titties. She ain't got this. She ain't got that. She is all this gatekeeping on what trans is, and and then they'll just turn around and judge men and be like, yeah, and nigga, you gay for fucking with her. But
I
you
have a
know what
question though.
though? Hold on a second.
Okay.
But you know what though? Even further, even if that person isn't completely trans, and let's say that's a femboy or some shit like that, motherfucker. So what? Like, who the fuck are you to be judging and policing what the hell somebody else do? And like, that's the shit right there is, guys, you will encounter women that will try to police who and what you like, who and what you engage with, and try and make you feel like less of a man for engaging with anybody that isn't up to their standards of transness, which is some bullshit. And I don't know if it's transphobic or homophobic, but it's some sort of phobic. So I'm sorry, Mike. You can drop the question, bro.
So my question is, was she checking for the homie that she's trying to say is fucking a grown man in a wig or whatever? And if so, I mean, is it just that he chose somebody over her that he probably thought was more his type?
Nah, this I will say this is an OnlyFans girl, and I've heard this from some other OnlyFans girls on like Clubhouse, where they're just on some like men will fuck anything shit. And it's just like, yeah, see, all these niggas that like us, they'll fuck anything. They'll fuck a nigga in a wig. All it takes is a lace front and some pumps, and these niggas is fucking and this and this. And I'm like, but so what if they are? Even if they are, so what? Like, why do you feel like you have to sit in judgment over somebody for what they like? I get that some people think that it's like, well, but the world says, We're just men in wigs and stockings. That's cool, but your judgment ain't gonna stop that. Whatever the fuck you saying ain't gonna stop that. So I don't know. Just men, just look out for this shit and just know that if any ladies trying to judge you, like just like with the chaser stuff. When I told y'all, when I told you about what's happening when girls call you a chaser, a lot of times it has more to do with what's going on inside of them than anything that you've actually done. And in this case, I'm gonna put that in that category. This has a lot more to do with how she sees herself as a woman, how she sees trans people, whatever. A whole lot of shit mixing in here that's at play that is not your fault and it's not some shit you have to deal with. Again, do not engage, just walk away. And we're going to go through the responses to the tweet, but somebody called it out. You know, do not engage with anybody who's happy to throw low level judgment at you.
Yep.
Because it's just a base low level tactic. Like it's not even somebody you want to even be fucking with. Low level, goodbye. See ya. Do not engage. Do not go down to their level and start going back and forth like some of the people did on these responses. So, and Trail is just, what are you thinking, man?
Yo, I'm gonna keep it real. And this is something I've been saying for the longest. I even explained. I had this chat so many times with Chris. Preference matters. All right. If that's what a person's into, that's their business. Stop trying to police men. Stop trying to shame men into what they like and what they want. That's their business. Me personally, no, I'm not into that. I'm into a woman. Curves, titties, ass. That's what I'm into. But I'm not going to look at another man and look down on another man because that's what he's into. That's his business. The majority we come across in this community are gender fluid, non-binary. Some of these people are appealing to some men. They see them because of the femininity. If I'm saying the word right.
Femininity, yeah.
Close enough. I'm good.
They say,
Exactly.
I mean, that's what they're attracted to. So be it. That's their business. Now, am I into that? No, I'm not into that at all. At all. Not at all. I'm not into it. But I'm not going to look at another man crazy for what he's into. Preference matters, and that's their business. And another thing, I know it's women doing this, but also grown men. We have to stop being other grown men business. That's another thing too. I'm very big on that because this is something I've been saying since I was about 17, 18 years old because the neighborhood I'm from, it's like everybody got some binoculars on you just looking at everything you're doing. I'm like, yo, dog, you're a grown man in another grown man business. Do you look at yourself? Just look in the mirror and look at yourself and think to yourself, is this right? It's not cool at all. Then again, as adults, just gotta mind your business, man. Because just like Mike said, was a girl chicken for the guy that was into the men with a wig on and whatever they had pumps or whatever. It's their business. Hey, I see it all the time. Yo, dude, I done seen it all, witnessed a whole lot in this community. I swear, I'm numb to everything now. I'm numb to everything. Why? Because it doesn't bother me, and I don't let it bother me because it's none of my business. I'm not into it, so watch out there. So,
just saying, jealousy could be a dangerous drug.
Yes, it can be a very dangerous drug, and it's terrible. And also, too, another thing, because I always say this too, just because I'm into trans women does not mean I'm dick attracted. Because I hate this word, dick attracted. I'm like, this is something you motherfucking bitter ass women made up, trying to prove, like Chris said, prove your femininity. If I'm saying the word right, it's corny. Stop it. It's bullshit. Knock it off. That's what I'm into. Why? Because I'm into cisgender women also. So I like pussy and ass. There you have it. See me? I like pussy and ass. There you have it. Now go run and tell that to somebody else.
Facts. So I wanted to dive into the response a little bit because the discourse on this tweet was interesting to me, and I wanted to kind of react to it a little bit. I know React videos aren't normally done live, but we're just gonna react to this shit in real time. So this is the main tweet. Again, boys out here claiming to be straight, yet they're fucking grown men in wigs and stockings. So I think that's a little bit of it too. Is like, why are you policing whether somebody is straight or not? Like, let them worry about their own sexuality, but you want to police the shit. That's kind of whack. But it is a common mindset I've heard from some different individuals. But no, baby, that's a man. It's not a transsexual, will never be or want to be. So this was a person. I just took the straight up screenshot because I couldn't blow it up well. I don't know. So the first guy to respond was just like, yo, why do you care? Trans girls seem to take offense at things like that. Just let people be happy and don't judge. Then the girl retorts, because they claim they're straight, then try to compare us to them when we're nothing like them. It's not judging, it's a fact. So this response really proves what I was saying is, guys, it has like this kind of behavior has a lot more to do with what's happening inside that girl than whatever the fuck is happening outside. Because she's worried about being judged or being compared to cross-dressers. So for whatever reason, she has that insecurity. And that's not some shit you need to give energy or life to. So when you see that behavior, again, not something you can't fix that as a man that doesn't know her, or even as her boyfriend. You can't make a woman's insecurity around that shit leave. Like, she kind of has to do the work on herself and get the security in her femininity that, you know, that a comparison to a drag queen is not going to shake her. I know people have dysphoria and all that stuff, and dysphoria is a real fucking thing that really plays on the minds of a lot of women in the trans community. But, you know, just know that there's a lot of things, guys, that's just out of your control. So the guy comes back, says, sounds like judging gay, straight, trans. Who cares? Just let them be happy. Completely agree with that.
Strongly agree.
And then she retorts, well, I'm judging then. I'm assuming it's the same way I'm judging I'm judged. I'm assuming I'm judged. So the same way I'm judged day in and day out for being trans, yet I hold my head up high, and trans and these straight men hide behind their profiles online and won't admit to fucking men in wigs. So yeah, I don't know. What do y'all think about that?
It sounds like a personal problem.
I just don't understand why she feels like she needs to be the sheriff of all this shit. I'm gonna hold these men accountable. Like, for what?
That's what I'm saying. It sounds like she has a personal problem.
And you know, so I don't know. I'm just reading all sorts of struggle, hurt, pain, and whatever else through that shit. But again, guys, as the dude on Twitter, as a guy in the streets, when you're in Clubhouse, you're online, you're in person, somebody's coming at you with this energy, ain't shit you can do about it. Just leave. Do not try and talk it out. She's in a space where she is not ready to hear you or receive you. Let it go. Because apparently this girl is triggered by men in wigs.
Man,
apparently.
That's a place of hurt. And to be perfectly honest, that's what the so-called hetero society will look at her. A man in a wig.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So, please.
It's the projection for me.
Yeah. And I get it. Somebody had alluded to this in the comments. You know, they were saying because her clients like CDs as well. Okay. So, I mean, are they paying you? Like, these are your clients. Cross-dressers.
Oh, Jesus. All right.
Yeah. A man in a wig, essentially.
All right.
So, wait, hold on. Okay. So then the guy responds to her saying, well, then you should be more tolerant and not judge. Don't know what goes on in people's lives or their circumstances. I certainly don't judge you or anyone else for their choices. Neither should you. And she says, tolerant, ? So I faced daily judgment for living my true life whilst these so-called straight guys do everything under the radar and don't need to deal with any sort of judgment whatsoever. There's a massive difference. I'd be more tolerant if they was open about themselves. So now we're at the root of the issue. Apparently, she has an issue with guys being DL, which is kind of, I don't know, contradictory because I don't understand it. I don't understand it. And this is something that I just see. It's just like there are women who are sex workers and they have a completely shitty disposition towards the men, towards their customer base. Like, yo, you're doing OnlyFans, you're doing porn, you have clients. All those men are DL. Why do you hate DL men if they're the ones that are like, that's your main customer base? Like, those are the people that are paying for your rent, all that shit, but you hate DL men. Like, you loathe DL-ness that much. I mean, you cannot fuck with DL guys and just fuck with only like professional performers or your OnlyFans and take clients who are only open, I guess, if that's what you want to do, go for it. But it's just weird to me.
Trell has said it best. Basically, she's out here saying these guys, right? But it's these guys that she chooses that she's not happy with. But she wants to blame it like it's all of the guys. Like, that's kind of like...
guys in, yep.
Yeah, well, so it's like it's her choice, really.
I mean, technically, sex workers do choose their clients. But at the end of the day...
even the ones that ain't paying her, she's still choosing certain types of guys.
That's true, but I'm just going to make the leap that the majority of her experience with men comes through transactions. I think that's whether they're subscribers or whatever. I know this is like, not the healthiest, most positive, uplifting thing in the world, but I am really here to help prepare guys and help, show guys like what's out there, what mindsets are out there. Because, I mean, men will walk into the shit and be, I was floored when I first heard this kind of shit. I was shocked. But, Mike, I think you're onto something though, because, I think this is something that, for just to broaden it out a little bit, for people who are in relationships who do have certain thoughts and policing behaviors about men's attractions who aren't in sex work, that's definitely a thing. So I do think you're onto something with that. So then, now this is a new commenter. See, this is all about her. Trans women do this a lot. They lash out and hurt in anger without. Oh, this is the follower. It sounds like. Thanks for listening. It says trans women do this a lot. They lash out and hurt in anger without recognizing why they're exhibiting all of this toxic behavior. Don't take it personally. All we can do is hope she pulls through this and deals with the hurt inside. And I can co-sign that message because a lot of my friends who are married, a lot of the women that I know that are married, they were in this space and they did whatever work they had to do to get themselves out of it, where they weren't thinking like this anymore. They weren't looking at men a certain way. They weren't whatever, but can't really be married to a gender that you see as the enemy. And a lot of these girls have done whatever work they needed to do to come out on the other end of being hurt and being fucked up on the inside. And like, shout out to them for it. But I definitely think that's what's partly at play here. We got 2 more slides, y'all. Know. Thanks for holding on with us, but I gotta break all this down. So, and this is where I got that low level judgment thing from. So the person said low level judgment, shaking my head. She said, "Oh well, some people don't like the truth." And then he says, "The truth is you feel the need to judge what other people are doing to validate your own femininity. Women secure in their femininity don't have your mindset. You a lot. Okay. I'm assuming there should be a have in there. You have, I don't know. You have a lot of maturing to do." And then she says, "That's it. Claim insecurity on the one who lives in her truth." And then he says, "Oh, wow, that's covered up by the damn. I can't read that. Give me a second. I got to take off the damn logo." I know this is kind of a slower show, y'all, but um, she says the truth is you feel the need to judge what other. Oh, no, not she. I'm sorry. The guy says the truth is you feel the need to judge what other people are doing to validate your own femininity. Women. Oh no. Okay, that was the same one. And then the guy says, I live in my truth every day. You are not the victim here. Get out of the victim mindset. Get therapy. You have some stuff to work out. And that's where the conversation ends. And it was just, look, it was a really interesting exchange. And I wanted to kind of just go through that and just kind of react to it because it was a really interesting conversation, a really interesting exchange. And I think the two guys that responded to that tweet, definitely has some good things to say. And let's see, check the comments here. So, oh hey Misha. But
Misha,
fellas, did y'all have
Yeah.
any final reactions to that exchange? Like,
Well, me personally, I just saw in the comment section what Michaela said, it's they really can't separate the life from sex work and reality. It really can't. It seems like it because there's a lot of girls that I know personally that's involved in that line of work, and they seem like they really can't separate the shit. And they have the same mindset saying, "Oh yeah, guys will fuck anything in a wig and this and that." Well, all right. Number one, that's that guy's business. But stop looping all of us in there. We're not. All of us don't do that. It's really corny. It is really juvenile to keep on thinking that. But then again, they really like just like she said, they cannot separate they can't separate the reality from the profession that they in, and it's bugged out.
some girls can't,
Yeah, some girl. I'm
or
not.
the
Yeah,
the ones that are
I'm
sharing
not,
this.
I'm not going to be like them and say all.
Yeah.
Some girls can. Some
The
girls.
ones who exhibit this behavior, sure.
Right. It's crazy. Like I really don't understand, man. Like for real. And they always talk about DL man, how much they hate DL man. That's who y'all clientele is. 80% of your clientele are DL men. Because if
that's
they're
a
not,
realistic
if they
percentage.
I mean, they can help change that.
they really try to be with you.
They can hook
Oh
their
no,
clients up with this show and help change that.
oh no,
So
yeah, but I'm saying that that's a realistic percentage. About 80% are most likely DL.
right.
Okay. Well, um, shit. What was I gonna say? I'm sorry, I lost my fucking train of thought here. I'm sorry. Uh, but I mean, it is what it is on that front. I just think there's a lot to a lot. I think a lot of this is really good for guys to see and understand that shit, this mindset is out there, and that's what I was gonna say. It was really like guys do not. I don't know about anybody else, but I entered this space to be free. I entered this space to shed myself of the shackles of societal rules and standards for conduct and all that shit. And I think a lot of times when you see some women with these mindsets where they're trying to police male attraction, they're essentially trying to put us back in a box and keep us contained. And what I want most guys out there to know is just do not accept this. Be free. You do not have to live by anybody else's rules for who and what you like. Um, so if there's any, I'm gonna just use the term low level tactics of policing and judgment in terms of what we like or what we should like and all that shit, don't accept it. It is not valid. Do not give it the light of day. And I know a lot of guys, when we come into this, we're like, yo, I want to be a good advocate for the community. Trans women are being heard. I'm going to listen. I'm going to be this. I'm going to be that. And like, we want to be we want to be helpful and we want to listen and validate and make women feel heard and all of that shit. But sadly, guys, some of the shit isn't meant to be heard. Some of the shit is meant to be dismissed. So you really have to be discerning about what you take in and what you just block out. Because not everything should be accepted. Like this statement. And I found myself in a whole group of girls. They were all like, yeah, this like this, whatever. And I'm just like, Look, I want to be an ally. I want to be helpful to the community. I don't want to be destructive, but I can't accept this, and I will not validate this. So you can call me all sorts of chasers and say I'm just as bad as whoever else, but at the end of the day, right is right and wrong is wrong. And I believe it's wrong to police other people's attractions and try to shame them into doing what you want them to do. And I think, it's also incumbent upon men to be resistant to that. So men, I want you to be resistant to this kind of fuckery and really understand that you came into the space to be free. Do not let any policing, shame, guilt, insults, whatever, keep you locked down, keep you in shackles. So, um, sorry, Ugh, that's my whole fucking. I think my monologue.
That's why that's why it's a thing called the DL, because people can't live in their truth they way that they want to, because you got people that still coming after them from all
Hmm.
angles, even from the own people, even from the very people that they're attracted to, still shame them in certain ways, and it's bugged out.
Yeah.
It really is.
And it just depends on what you're looking for. If you're a relationship guy, then cool. If you're not a relationship guy, also cool. There's just different behaviors and mindsets that you have to look for in the space. Because not everybody is relationship minded. Not everybody's in a space where they're ready to receive somebody else in their life. And they just want pleasure, momentary pleasure. So it's just like, depending on who you encounter, kind of adjust accordingly. But not everybody's for everything. And I think that's another thing that kind of goes under the radar, guys, is you have to understand that not every girl is relationship material, just like not every guy's relationship material. And this isn't me shitting on trans women or anything like that. This is just stating a reality of the dating scene. And they're just there are going to be people you have to weed through. And I know, again, guys, I get it. You want to be an ally, you want to be helpful to the community, you want to come with all the zest and all that stuff, and that's Gucci. And that doesn't mean you have to invalidate trans women because you don't want to date them or they're not relationship material to you. Like, still, you can still be an ally and an advocate and stand up for the community and all that stuff while being discerning and protecting your peace. So I know this isn't been the most positive you rah rah show that I put out there, but ladies, I do this for the men, and I
Nah, but
really want them to understand what's happening out here before they step into it
nah, but
or
you
while
make a
they're in it.
good point. You make a good point though. Just because she looks appealing doesn't mean she's a swipe right. Sometimes she's a swipe left.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's a lot of folks with issues and baggage that what do they say? Beauty's only skin deep. So you have to and that's advice for guys and ladies. You all have to kind of
Yeah,
watch out for that shit. So,
exactly.
um, but yeah, again, I blurred out all the names on that tweet because we don't want the smoke. Not here for a back and forth or any of that shit. This was really just an exercise to show men what's out there and to steal them and let them know it's okay to not agree. It's okay to just say, no, you're not right. And just like really protect yourself against being demonized for what you like. So, because there are guys that like slim body chicks without any surgery, and that's valid. There are guys that like curvy chicks with all the body yada yada all day, and that's cool.
Well, that's the thing.
Valid.
A girl like her needs to realize, even if you go into the cis world, not every cis woman is going to be body yada yada. Some of them are going to be slim. Some of them are going to be
Mhm,
thick. Some of them are going to be somewhere in between.
mhm,
Same thing with trans women. You're going to have slim, thick, like you said, body yada yada, and
mhm.
everywhere in between.
Now you know what I have noticed. It's been a lot of the you know, bodied out girls that is really kind of coming with this energy. And I even
Yeah.
experienced this inside of a relationship where it's just like, what you like that? Oh, so you like cross dressers? You like this? I'm like, the fuck? Who are you? Like, where'd all this ugliness come from? But it was the mindset that she picked up on the streets around her girls and shit. And, she went and got all of her work done, and you know, She even judged a friend of mine that picked a girl without body over a girl with body, and it's just like, yo,
But
that
still,
dude is valid.
but
That
still,
you're judging one of your own sisters.
right.
That's are y'all not all that's one of your sisters? What?
Every girl is not fortunate to have the body. All right. Every girl's
Facts.
not fortunate to have the resources and the income to get a body. They probably want it, but they have steps that they have to go through it. They probably got to go through their insurance or whatever.
Mhm.
Everybody's not fortunate to have the body, and that's
It's
understandable.
yeah, it's definitely a privilege. And Tony brought up something great. She reminded me of a point that I always bring up on the show, guys. Please, 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 you have to consider you can't come into this space looking at just the Instagram baddies and oh my god, I want this bad chick, I want this bad chick there. Like you have to really be. I mean, if you're looking for a relationship, you're trying to find that love or whatever. Like a lot of people are out here, dude. You have to. You got to consider more than just the outer appearance, guys. You have to consider her demeanor, her past, her current mindset.
I need this.
Whatever's happening with her. There's a lot going on there, and
A
yeah,
woman with this turns me the fuck
mhm.
on.
And that's cool. And it's I get that physical attraction is necessary, but you just gotta, guys. You can't be looking at. We can't have 100% of the guys looking at 5% of the women. Like nobody's gonna end up happy, and some of the girls that these guys are lusting after, that are like, man, I want a girlfriend, and I really like her, bro. She's not relationship minded, and it's not for you. Like, go and find somebody that will make you happy, treat you right, love you down, all that stuff. And there are enough pretty cute girls out there that are in that same mindset. But I just think again, guys are looking for love in all the wrong places. We fuck up in that area. We do that a lot, and that's a rookie mistake. A
Yeah,
lot of guys that are new in this, they search for the porn star. They search for the Instagram chick. They want all this. It's like, okay, that's cool, but she's providing a service and she's not into you. She's got 10,000 dudes coming after her. Why? What makes you think you're going to be the one that breaks through? Like,
So that's what
come
you gotta
on.
think. You gotta filter out all the thirsty the thirsty dudes. You gotta filter
Hmm.
out the dudes that just cut into the chase with her. You even gotta filter out the dudes that she even like. It's a lot to really digest. So don't bother,
Yeah.
man. Me personally, I love me some ass, but the mind frame, I appreciate that more.
Mm.
That's why I'm attracted to more.
Now, to respond to a comment here, guys, these things that I'm telling you, I'm just saying this to increase your odds of finding happiness. This is by no means a judgment or a rule. Like you can go out there and do that, but don't come running to me when you're like, man, these girls ain't this, and this. Okay, well, what kind of chicks you going after? What behaviors do you need to change to get different results? That's how I think. But by all means, go after the instant baddies. There's some bad chicks out there. Have at it. And I hope you're you're lucky and you're one of the ones that breaks through. So more power to you. Like I do. I just am offering advice that will give you the best odds for success in what you're looking for. If that's relationships, if you're just looking for a good time, you just want to fuck, or as one of my favorite comedians says, skeet and skedaddle. Then it's a whole different mindset that goes into that shit. So it's what it is. But I want to kind of wrap this up before we hit the 1 hour mark, guys. And Mike, tell them about the Real Talk podcast real quick. Got
yeah.
a few seconds.
The Real Talk podcast, real discussions, real opinions, real fucking talk. You can find it on Spotify, the Real Talk podcast, Podbean, Google Podcast, the whole nine. Yeah, we'll come at you with 3 separate topics in each episode and just chop it up.
All right. And please, please, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Everybody, please get in on YouTube. Give us a like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that shit. We got a lot of haters coming into the YouTube channel now. We are starting to get some shine and some exposure. And the anti-trans community, trans folks, is dive bombing me, leaving all sorts of nasty little comments, downvoting my shit. So please get in there, support. Follow us on Twitter If you have any thoughts, comments, or opinions, please email us at menlikeuspodcast@gmail.com. And with that, we are out, or that's out for Canadian.